Imagine the grid goes down. You feel confident because you have your shiny new power station to charge and run appliances and devices, but you drain it on the first day. What went wrong? When you compare portable power stations, you'll see watts and watt hours listed for power and capacity. Likewise, every device or appliance in your house draws different amounts of power over time. Just do the math, and it's easy math too. In this simple video, you'll understand what to expect from various uses for a portable battery, like an experienced off-grid prepper. Watts versus watt hours. Watts measure how much power something uses at any moment. Watt hours measure the total stored energy in a fully charged battery. Think of it like a water tank. Watts are the flow rate from the spigot. Watt hours are how many gallons you have in the tank. If you have a 1,000 watt-hour battery with a 500 watt device, you could theoretically run it for 2 hours. A small 50-watt fan might run for 20 hours on that same battery. Of course, real-world results are never quite this clean. Always allow a margin for error, but at least you can see the basics and plan accordingly. Current real-life appliance examples. Let's start with the fridge. A critical appliance, but tough to support with a small power station. A fridge may only use 150 watts to run, but surge to 800 watts or more when the compressor kicks in. That's why you see some batteries advertised with surge power for short bursts of high load. For example, a 1,000 watt-hour battery with a 1,500 watt surge might handle the fridge startup, but you would still only get an hour or two of runtime before draining it completely. Personally, I don't use my battery to power the fridge. I save it for phones, lights, and radios. I move food to an ice chest with cold packs. An electric camping cooler or mini fridge uses much less power and is on my wish list for the future. Other appliances, CPAP machines, about 30 to 60 watts. If you have a 1,000 watt-hour battery and run a 50-watt CPAP, you could get around 20 hours of use if that's the only thing you're powering. Box fan, usually 50 to 100 watts. I use small camping fans that can also run on batteries, perfect for summer outages. Microwave, spikes to 800 or 1,000 watts, but only for a few minutes. I usually just cook on a grill or a small indoor rated camp stove instead. Coffee maker, around 600 watts. I'd rather make instant coffee on a tea light or canned heat stove. Phone chargers, from 5 to 20 watts. Luckily, even a small power station can recharge phones many times. Radios, about 5 watts. If you lose internet or cell service, a weather radio is a must. Mine also takes batteries, has a tiny solar panel, and can even top off my phone. LED lights, 2 to 20 watts. Add some camping lanterns and flashlights to your kit for flexibility. Set your expectations. Look up the specs on appliances you want to run. Estimate hours and total the watt hours. Then shave off 10 to 20% for inefficiencies. During my last week-long power outage, I used 2 power stations plus a solar panel, rotating them since charging on solar is slow and weather-dependent. Like me, you'll want to prioritize what really matters and monitor your battery levels closely. My advice, keep backup power for critical things like lights, communication, and medical equipment. For food, rely on ice chests, outdoor grills, or small indoor rated stoves. Which power station should you buy? Remember that higher capacity means heavier weight and a higher price. If you mainly need to keep phones, lights, and fans running, a 500 watt-hour battery can last a day or two. But make sure you have backups in case the outage lasts longer. I am happy I invested in solar power stations, but even a huge 3,000 watt battery charger pales in comparison to average home power consumption of about 30 kilowatts. My own strategy is 2 mid-sized batteries plus a solar panel to rotate. That's how I scraped through a summertime blackout. Along with choosing the right battery, decide what is worth powering in a long blackout. Unless you invest in a big expensive setup, a fridge or an electric stove might be better served with alternative solutions. And you will never regret stocking up on batteries for everything else. Finally, do you have questions or thoughts about your own power preps? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you got something useful from this video, please leave a like and subscribe so we can stay connected.